Well, you may be in deep trouble.
Maybe.
All right, but, well, it was worth every minute of it.
Definitely.
Definitely what?
Worth every minute of it.
Right. For the sake of a case of a bit of adventure, huh?
What difference does it make?
I have a sneaking suspicion you wouldn't have cared which side you were on. Holly Scorpio, adventurous for hire.
That's not fair.
Fair, no. True, yes.
I don't deny that I enjoy a bit of intrigue every now and then.
Every chance you get.
But helping the Porchenkos was different. This was especially satisfying because it was a question of justice.
You soldiers of fortunes still care about that sort of thing?
Well, you ought to know. But what could happen to us, Robert?
We could get a divorce over your incessant thirst for excitement.
No, really, I mean it. Can Jackson really prosecute without any proof?
Well, I don't know. But I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Tonight?
I seriously doubt that.
Well, good, because then we shall worry about it tomorrow. Tonight, we shall celebrate.
My kind of adventure. When do we get started?
Watch carefully. You can take notes if you like.
What happens if I've forgotten my notepad?
Well, we'll just have to go over and over it until you know it by heart.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that.
Oh, Mr. Jackson, nice to see you. Please do come in.
A beautiful day, don't you think? You really can't beat these cool, crisp autumn days.
Let's dispense with the weather report, shall we? The two of you tricked me. You got the Porchenkos away.
Did we do that, dear?
Oh, I doubt it, dear. Do you have any proof, Mr. Jackson?
I know you did it.
Still, my wife does have a point. What you think you know and what you think you can prove are two different things altogether.
Go ahead, play games with me. But I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get away with it.
Get away with what?
For your information, I have operatives looking for the Porchenkos. It's just a matter of time before they're found.
Well, I'm sure your operatives are very thorough, but I'm a little confused. Are you suggesting that we help you?
What I'm suggesting is that you can ease your responsibility by confessing. You tell me everything you did, and I'll do my best with the State Department.
Do your best to what end?
You make a full confession to me now, and I'll persuade them at State that it was just a matter of misplaced zeal.
That's very considerate of you.
Will you have a deal, then?
I doubt it, unless, of course, my wife wishes to make a statement. Do you, dear?
Well, I would be delighted to, but I have nothing to tell him that he doesn't already know.
What I know is you haven't heard the last of this. I promise you, both of you, you're going to be very sorry you ever got involved with the Porchenkos. And you can count on it.
Well, I thank you both for coming.
Always a pleasure, Lee.
Maybe not this time. I had a visitor.
Jackson?
Jackson, a very disturbed Jackson. He began by asking me to suspend you.
That figures. What were his recommendations for Holly?
There was nothing that specific, but he made it very clear that he considers you Robert's accomplice.
Accomplice in what?
In flaunting government regulations. Just for openers, did you?
Lee, look, you know what happened. Is it our fault that the Porchenkos attacked us?
Without any provocation.
If they did.
We just said they did.
We told you about it before.
Yeah, and I know what you told me, but I suspect that what actually happened was quite different.
You, doubt the story?
Let's just say that I think you may well have been part of a plan.
On the record, we deny that.
Vehemently.
Well, on or off the record, Robert. What you did out of conscience has become my problem. And at the very least, a severe reprimand is in order right now. You cannot take the law into your own hands. And you know how ridiculous this is for a mayor to be having to be telling his own police commissioner this?
Even requires that a harmless elderly old couple are going to be sent to certain death.
Robert, that's not your decision to make. Come on, the law's the law.
Then damn it, that law ought to be taken into question and not the lawbreakers.
Then you're admitting that you did in fact break the law?
I'm admitting nothing, Holly.
I did nothing wrong.
Look, Lee, the only thing I can add to this is that if you want my resignation, you shall have it on your desk.
That's very dramatic, Robert.
Not intended, it was a sincere offer.
Well, I'm inclined to refuse it. Correction, no, it doesn't tempt me at all. Look, it's bad enough having government officials hounding me. Why should I give them any satisfaction? And I neither need nor want headlines. This whole thing is unfortunate all around.
Well, we heartily agree with that.
Then I guess there's nothing more to say.
Well, yes, I have something more.
What's that?
It's a warning, Robert. You cannot play fast and loose with the federal government and expect there will be no consequences. Now, can you understand that?
I consider myself warned, Mr. Mayor. Holly, let's go.
I've been scowling ever since we left News office.
Is it any wonder? I found the whole experience quite infuriating.
Yeah, well, I do too. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Sure.
How far do you think the government will pursue this?
I don't know. They could push me to the limit.
Does that disturb you?
Only if the consequences disturb you.
How do you mean?
Well, our lifestyle would change appreciably. How would you feel about that?
Robert, I don't give two hoots about our lifestyle. You mean material things, right?
It's part of it.
Well, then I think I should tell you right here and now that there is no material thing or lifestyle that I would like that is more important to me than human lives.
Remind me to remind myself how lucky I am.
Lucky?
To have you. Now, if that's Jackson, I'm ready for him.
Me too.
Ah, come in. You were wondering how it went.
Well, so far, so good. The Porchenkos are now safely in the Quartermain basement.
And no problems with the family?
Well, Edward did his usual grumbling, and of course they all wanted to know what was in the crates.
And you told them furniture.
You bet. In fact, Alan helped me to get the crates downstairs.
Good. Sit down.
Well, it won't be good for very long. We can't keep those Porchenkos locked up in the basement indefinitely.
No, of course not. What about food and water?
I told Edward that we'd be making trips back and forth.
And he brought that?
He seemed to. I just explained that we'd packed some things we hadn't intended to, and we'd be returning to sort those things out.
Well, that'll do for the moment. But Celia's right. This is just a temporary solution. We must find a more permanent place to put them.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that myself.
Any ideas?
Unfortunately, no.
We're just going to have to put our heads together and come up with something.
Well, there's something else I think we should think about, too, and soon.
What's that?
Protecting ourselves, Robert. We're getting into this deeper and deeper, and if we don't completely extricate ourselves, we could all end up in a lot of trouble.
Yes, and the Porchenkos are in a lot of trouble right now.
Well, I know, but that doesn't mean that we have to be as well.
Celia, I think you're wrong. I think that helping the Porchenkos is worth anything.
Yes.
Any risk we have to take.
And any consequences.
Yes, that's all very well and noble. But I still say we're headed straight for disaster, and now is the time to stop it.